They tried to kill me. After that, my daughter was killed. The Putin is keeper. The figure that prevents the devil to enter in the world. And Modi is something like Avatar or Paramatma.
He might not hold an official position, but he is known to be very close to the Russian president himself, known to be an advisor in many ways than one. I'm being joined by political scientist Aleksandr Dugin. Dr. Dugin, thank you so much for joining us here on India Today. A lot has happened in the recent past. Let's begin with what's happening, the latest that's happening. Russia has just said that they're changing the nuclear doctrine. Any nuclear country that helps a non-nuclear state will also be at risk of a Russian attack.
So, first of all, I think that now the most critical moment and the history, maybe of all history, because there is coincidence of many factors. The growing strength and ongoing victory of Russia in Ukraine fighting against Western hegemony. At the same time, the change of the President of the United States and the group that has ignited, has provoked this conflict and who will leave soon, in 1 month, White House, they now are exposed from all the sides, from all sides. And this exposure of them is very dangerous for them because now we see clearly that they don't represent Biden, Harris, don't represent the United States. They don't represent the West. They are not what we used to call collective West. They are just the bunch of the maniacs driven by perversions, by personal insanity and madness. They wanted to destroy organic multipolar way of human being, because there are organical, normal, natural poles, civilizational states, as great India, as China, as Russia, and these globalists, they, as wounded dragon, they didn't want that happen. And now, when their end is so close, they try to provoke nuclear war, giving the permission to the Ukrainian to long-range missiles to attack Russian Federation. And they say we not only we permit that, we give the missiles to Ukraine. We help to make orientation to find it is openly declaration of war to Russia, because when Russia responds, and somehow Russia responds, that will be the reason not to let Trump to come to office, to accuse him for he is pro-Russian and so on. So the only way to avoid the prison, the jail, and maybe for some of them, some serious sentences because of high treason.
Do you think President Biden is desperate because the window now is closing in? Trump will be taking office very soon, and that's the reason why he's changing the rules of the game?
Exactly. He wants to sabotage. He wants to sabotage properly this transition. And if there will be nuclear war, so he could stay in his office. Trump could be violently killed. They have already twice tried to annihilate Trump. So
you think it was the deep state? You think it was the
I think that is this craziest section of Democratic Party and part of deep states, because the other now deep states clearly we see is divided. Some parts of deep state have chosen democracy and normality and didn't prevent Trump to come to be elected normally and democratically. And there is the part of the deep state involved in very black crimes, I think, that they are simply criminals. And these criminals will be punished this time by Trump and Trumpists, because his victory was so serious, so huge, without any protest. And now he has the right and all the reasons to finish with this bunch of crazy perverts trying to destroy not only the world, but as well United States.
I know you're running out of time, but Dmitry Peskov just in an interaction has said that President Putin will be coming to India very soon. Your thoughts on the relationship that Prime Minister Modi and President Putin share? If you could tell us or liken it to the Sanskrit shlokas, words that you've used.
I think that
how would you define them?
I think that we are entering into the Putin's, Modi, Trump's moment. So this triangle, maybe with the fourth angle as Xi Jinping, that is the frame of the future world. If they could reach some conclusion, they will have enormous influence over humanity, not only on Indian people, Russian people, Chinese people, American people. That they are these four persons, and Putin and Modi, maybe they are key in that situation, in this balance, because of many things. They are simply chosen. They are tools of dharma, both of them, and they recognize each other very well. I think now the political history is transforming into the spiritual history. We could not clearly separate now spiritual dimension from the material dimension. They are so intertwined, so complex. So we need to start to think politics. For example, Russian politics with the figure of keeper. The Putin is keeper. Keeper, it is Orthodox Christian concept of the figure that prevents the devil to enter in the world. That is the keeper. And Modi is something like Avatara or Paramatman or Devaraja or Chakravartin, something like that. And they are moved not only by human interests, by dharma, I think.
Okay, final question to you, because the Russia-Ukraine war, you've suffered a personal loss. If you could explain to us what happened, how did it happen, Darya Dugin being killed, and what was your experience in this war where you've lost personally?
So they tried to kill me because my last lecture, open lecture in Russia, after that my daughter was killed, was dedicated to the presence of devil in the history. And the killer, she-killer, and her doctor were present there, hearing that. And after that, they have put the bomb under my car. So I could not speak about such things only with human language. It is my tragedy too big for that, too huge. But I think that is the element unknown, uninterpreted correctly, element of the tragedy of the world history, something on that level. It was not casual. It was not just human. There was something some mysterious in that. But that was a crime. That was terrorist act. But if you consider that in that moment, I had no influence on nothing in the material aspect of Russian politics. I was totally marginalized after 2014 when I declared that we need to continue the liberation of Ukraine. So that wasn't position of Putin. So I was forgotten. The only layer of reality where I wasn't forgotten, that was spiritual level, that was metaphysical level. There I was and am, and my daughter was and is still very active. So we, by such terrible things, we are obliged to believe more in God, in spirit, in the transcendental and the only reality.
Did the president speak to you after that?
I don't want to respond such.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dugin. Thank you so much for joining us. That's Aleksandr Dugin speaking exclusively to India Today and India Today Global. This is a very important message that he's giving. He's saying that with Trump in power, Trump, Modi, Putin, and Xi Jinping together can transform the world. With video journalist Sachin Chandok in New Delhi, Geeta Mohan for India Today Global.